there, that video is the clearest picture they have of the person they believe who carried out this heinous act. It's the clearest picture, but he did make clear it's not the only one. They have other evidence, he was telling me, that now they have to go over once again. It may not be perfect, it may not be as clear as the video that we have seen, but they have to reassess every piece of evidence that they do have. Our John Miller and other law enforcement reporters and analysts say they did have to do very old school investigative work where they talk to people who are in that room. They talk to people who are in the community in these surrounding blocks to ask what they've seen, and also very high-tech new school investigative work as well. Well, they'll look over whatever cell phone data they have and try to look at the forensics again from the shell casings to find whatever they can learn. But you get the sense that really there is so much work to be done, and this community, which yesterday felt safe, I think feels a little bit less safe today, Dana.
Yeah, and John, on that, we were on together yesterday, and we were talking about the sigh of relief that you could sort of feel. I could feel it sort of virtually here in D.C., and you could quite literally feel it there in Providence, and you got that sense from the students you were talking to. Now what are they saying?
Yeah, it's so different today, Dana. When I walked down these streets all morning, I was seeing so many kids with rolly bags who were planning to get out of town, but man, they sped up their departure. And I spoke to one student this morning, Cole Francis, who told me about some of these feelings he's having. Listen.
A lot of people found a lot of relief in knowing that the authorities had caught this person and recovered the weapons that this person may have used, and now to know that he may still be on the street is extremely scary.
Do you feel safe here right now?
I don't feel safe here whatsoever.
Yeah, and I think those sentiments are shared by so many of the students here who really are making an effort to go home and be with their families during this really difficult time, Dana.
Yeah, no question. John, thank you so much for your outstanding reporting. Really appreciate it. And coming up, two shootings, two very different policy responses. Australia is now rushing to push new gun laws. Here in Washington, well, you probably know the answer. Stay with us.
The holiday season is here, and CNN Underscored is your VIP pass to unique gifts at the best prices.
All right, Jillian, how do they feel? Yeah, they're really comfortable. Oh, yeah.
Shop last-minute gifting now at underscored.com.
Final court papers to get released, but it seems like a significant plot.
Do we have any idea, first of all, how many people involved, how long it had been going? What details do we know, in lieu, as you point out, of actually looking at the court papers?
So there were 4 of them that were mentioned in the press conference. They had met to talk about how to carry out these attacks.
It's not just his dark past that is surfacing. It's also the dark past of Ivanca that is surfacing. As you may know, Donald Trump had brought Ivanca around Jeffrey Epstein on at least one occasion. Also, Ivanca was modeling for something called Elite Model Agency when it was run by a very bad person named John Casablancas. I want to share with you, though, this is on Donald Trump's mind because during a White House Christmas party on Sunday, he brought up Ivanca. He saw someone who was right across from him at this Christmas party, and he stopped his speech like he saw a ghost or he saw Ivanca, and he was like, "You look just like Ivanca. I thought you were Ivanca." Ivanca is clearly on his mind, as Donald Trump is also worried about his dark past surfacing. Let me show you what went down at the White House this past Sunday. Play this clip.
The two of those guys, the greatest. Then we have a man who, to me, this is the most interesting story. Boy, do you look like Ivanca. Has anyone ever told you that? I'm saying, is that Ivanca? Could you just turn around for the camera? Does she look like Ivanca? It's the most unbelievable thing. So I didn't want to take a chance. I say, is that Ivanca? You look just like Ivanca, which is a great compliment, actually.
And I'd like to just share with you right now some of these photos regarding Ivanca. So you know this photo here, it's Donald Trump, Ivanca, and Epstein. You see that photo right there. Just the way Donald Trump would touch and hold Ivanka in these photos that I'm showing you sitting on the lap. I mean, you know, this photo, then there's another photo over here, them on like a bed together with her kissing his cheek. These are not normal, at least in my opinion. You could tell me if your opinion is different. These are not normal father-daughter photos at all. Really disturbing stuff right there. You know, and then we have these videos of Ivanka that have surfaced. Here she is talking about being a model at Elite Model Agency. Here, let's play this clip right here.
My family has money and they can support me, but I model because I love to model, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So I don't think it's fair that they made me sound greedy about it and all, because I model because I love to model, and that's really all there is to it.
Here's how the New York Times in 1997 described her when she was probably 15 or 16 years old. They described her as wearing see-through white dresses that would turn heads. See-through white dresses? Come on, she's an underage girl at this time. She seems to have this modeling thing down, they write. There are the sexy outfits. Sexy outfits, she's underage. And then when you show up for an interview wearing floor-length see-through white dresses, you tend to turn heads. There is the denial that she exercises and the chowing down, eating a nice-sized lunch in front of a reporter, proving that she is not a wacky dieter. I want you to watch here as Ivanka looks at her childhood bed. This is from several years back, but watch what happens as she's giving this interview and she takes a look at her bed right here. Here, play this clip.
This was my bed. It's a little small for me now. Probably why I don't stay in here anymore, but yeah.
And what floor are we on?
We are on the 68th floor. Not a bad view to wake up to.
And here's another video of her involved in modeling. Tell me what you think. Play this clip.
Ivanka is quickly becoming a star in her own right. Along with her editorial work, she is the new face of both the Mugler trademark and Sasson ad campaigns.
People are always going to speculate, and people are always going to wonder, could she have done it without her parents being who they are? And I've always thought, in this industry, your parents can't really get you that far. It's more about the public opinion. And if the public doesn't like you, then you're never going to succeed.
She has to go through letting stage. You know, she's really there, just starting. She has a lot of confidence, a lot of voice, and a lot of personality, and she's a hard worker. And if you start with those qualities, you really can go places.
Yeah, that's sweet. You got beautiful teeth. Keep it happening.
Well, you know, the beauty of Ivanka is that she's really had very little rejection. Now, that's both good and bad, because at a certain point, perhaps she does have rejection and she won't know how to take it. But I think she's very focused, and I think she also understands how life works.
Eyes to eyes to eyes to eyes to eyes.
Ever wake up sweaty, freezing, or just uncomfortable? The temperature in your...
From there, it was time for a funky do, where her hairstylist was hitting on her dad's fortune rather than her.
Can you ask your dad if he's got $500,000 he can lend me?
Next up, we got a sneak peek at the clothes she'd be wearing.
This is my last outfit, which is absolutely gorgeous.
And all that was left was showtime. So how did it go?
And then over here, I'll show you this. You have Donald Trump speaking about Ivanka on Howard Stern and talking about her on The View. You know these clips right here. Play this clip.
Okay, Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
If I weren't happily married and, you know, her father.
My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Here's a longer one of Donald Trump speaking about Ivanka on The View, so you can see a slightly longer clip of it for yourself. Play this clip.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it. Oh, it's so weird. Stop
You know what? You are sick.
I know,
Yeah.
isn't it terrible?
Yeah.
Well,
you're known for saying outrageous things, Mr. Trump. Who are you, Woody Allen?
You know, and then I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Ivanka's mom, Ivana, when she died a few years back under fairly mysterious circumstances as well. She was buried in the back lot of Bedminster. And this is what her grave looked like. You see all of the grass that has grown over the grave, at least when the Daily Mail got this scoop and this exclusive right here. Real, real horrible stuff right there. I'm also reminded over here about this letter right here that was written, Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. There must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is, nor will I, since I also know what it is. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think about it. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be a wonderful secret. And again, I just think about, while this was all taking place, I just think about Donald Trump's background of who he was hanging out with and what he was doing around this time. And so, here's the video right here of Donald Trump and his Epstein connections, if you will. Here, play this clip.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
Yeah. She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon's?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm standing there with no...
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit.
Inspecting it.
Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm standing there with no...
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean...
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that. But it's true.
Well, there you have it. Let me know what you think, folks.
I hate this. I've got it in my head.
What is this?
It's a horse.
Oh my god, this is stressful. It's a bit too early for this.
Whether it's crowd sizes or election margins, and whether or not it's based in truth, it's well established now that Donald Trump likes to brag. And a few weeks ago, he returned to his old favourite, his brain. While casting doubt on the IQ of several Democratic politicians, Trump said,
AOC's low IQ. You give her an IQ test, have her pass like the exams that I decided to take when I was at Walter Reed. Those are very hard, they're really aptitude tests, I guess, in a certain way, but they're cognitive tests. Let AOC go against Trump.
So in this video, we're going to dive into this cognitive test that Trump loves to boast about by giving it to the TLDR team to see how they do.
You've been snatching people from the office all day. It's like an ice raid.
We'll also explain exactly what it is and why Trump's characterization of it isn't quite right. Subscribe to our magazine Too Long for the cheapest ever price this Black Friday. New subscribers get £5 off their first copy using code News to pick up a copy today. And if you subscribe...
39, 31... No, hang on.
Ball. Bat.
Bash, bang, back.
Bed, birch, broccoli. Bermuda.
Bun.
Okay.
You need 11 to pass.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty good.
Smashed it.
That was 13, you needed 11. So
I smashed it.
though I would like to look up a couple of those.
Which ones? Bast, as in bask in my greatness, which is not a phrase that should be used in this context.
That's why I thought red, because in my head it was red.
Tomato. Yeah, see.
This section actually provides...
Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV.
Mr. Bobulinski, I know that you take exception to the fact that your credibility has been called into question over and over, but when someone comes to testify under oath, whether it's before this committee, behind closed doors, or in person, then we have to evaluate someone's credibility. And sir, I definitely have always had issues with your credibility, as I know that you are very well aware of.
In an exhaustive round of personal interviews designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special.
Your 5'9" reading? Serious, huh? We made measure again tonight. Okay. Thank you very much, Amy.
The concentration was intense inside the judging room.
What if they don't like you as you are?
And out.
I'm just so excited.
Take you behind the scenes and onto the runway. You see the fun, feel the excitement.
I've been to contests before, but there it was different. The energy was very much in the air. Sexual energy everywhere.
Donald Trump is the Hugh Hefner of the 90s.
In the 1990s, Donald Trump was building a reputation for himself as a ladies' man.
For an older person, he's very attractive.
He may be the most eligible bachelor in America. Please welcome Donald Trump.
Gone were the days when he was known primarily as the real estate mogul of New York.
Remember the 80s? The yuppies, the buyouts, the junk bonds, and especially the Donald.
The man who was the darling of the 80s is seen in the 90s as a man in trouble, and he knows it.
The drama started when Donald began cheating on his wife, Ivanca Trump, with aspiring actress Marla Maples. After an ugly public falling out, Donald and Ivanca divorced in 1992, with some reports that Ivanca got millions from the split.
Donald Trump's former or current girlfriend, depending on what day it is sharing all her secrets for staying in shape.
Donald eventually married Marla, 2 months after she gave birth to a baby girl. But by the end of the decade, Trump was single again, and he seemed to enjoy the dating scene.
The reputation of Donald Trump, the man who dates a different woman every year.
I don't do that. I mean, I've been with a number of women, but it's been over a fairly long period of time. I've had great relationships with women.
If you could have your choice, who would be the one person you'd date?
Wow.
Or who are the three most beautiful women in the world?
Well, how about Lady Di? That would be an interesting one. She's going to be available.
What kind of women
not
do
my
you
choice.
like?
I think my choice might be you. Look at the legs on her. Boy. Good for you.
Can you imagine how controversial I'd be? You think about Clinton with the women. How about me with the women? Can you imagine?
Well, I mean, I think there is a certain controversy to me, and I am single, and I do go out with women.
While his family life may have been on the rocks, his business empire was crumbling.
The headline was quite accurate. Welcome to the 90s, Donald. Because it was like he got whacked right in the face. It was amazing.
Trump opened his third casino in Atlantic City in April 1990.
Lasers, fireworks, and miles of neon lights provided the color as Trump opened the Taj Mahal Casino Hotel in Atlantic City.
But
These eyes love a bold frame.
These go classic every time.
These eyes change the outfit.
These are the outfit.
Get better care that works with your insurance at America's Best.
And we have new information this morning about Donald Trump, a young model coming forward, taking on a company owned by the presidential candidate. She claims she was promised she would make big bucks working for Trump's modeling agency, but that was not the case. ABC's Brian Ross is here with the story. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, Laura. As a candidate, Donald Trump has called for an end to abuse in a U.S. visa program that brings in specialized and seasonal foreign workers, criticizing its use by others, including the ABC parent company, Walt Disney. But it is the very program Trump has repeatedly used in his own business ventures, including one that is less known but quite glamorous.
I believe in you. In a video for this year's Sports Illustrated swimsuit contest, model Mia King is running a very provocative campaign for votes. Much like the man who owns the modeling agency that represents her, Donald Trump. It's not well known, but his vast business empire includes a modeling agency. Trump Model Management is not considered one of the top 10 agencies, but some of his models have hit it big, including his wife Melania, who, while dating him, posed on Trump's private jet for a British magazine. And as seen on this MTV reality show, Trump has been personally involved in recruiting talent.
You just signed with a model agency today, which is great.
But it hasn't worked out well for everyone. Alexia Palmer was recruited from Jamaica and brought to the U.S. by the Trump agency under a special H-1B visa program for foreign workers. In government documents filed by the Trump agency, it said Palmer would make at least $75,000 a year for 3 years as a full-time employee.
And did that seem like a lot of money to you?
Yes. But she got nothing close to that from the more than
Since becoming president, Donald Trump has branded Mar-a-Lago the Southern White House. But in the 90s, Mar-a-Lago was Trump's South Florida party palace, one frequented by Jeffrey Epstein, who is facing charges for sex trafficking. He has pleaded not guilty. The president says his relationship with Epstein was no different than anyone else in their elite circle.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years.
Yet, a tape in the NBC archives of a Mar-a-Lago party shows Trump giving Epstein his personal attention.
Donald! Donald! Donald!
The footage, shot in November of 1992, before Trump opened the resort as a club, shows the future president surrounded by cheerleaders for the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins. In November of 1992, before Trump opened the resort as a club, shows the future president surrounded by cheerleaders for the Buffalo Bills and shot in November of 1992 before Trump opened the resort as a club, shows the future president surrounded by cheerleaders for the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins, capturing Trump's fun-loving bachelor lifestyle for an appearance on Faith Daniels' NBC talk show.
We're going to get great ratings in your show.
After a while, Trump goes to greet 3 new guests, among them the financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Come on in. Go inside.
More than a decade before his guilty plea on state prostitution charges.
Donald Trump knew the cameras were there. In the video, he makes a point to draw Epstein's attention to them. And the video captures Donald Trump and Epstein chatting while watching a group of women at the party dance. It's not an image that matches Trump's declaration that he was not a fan of Epstein's. He said, quote, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are
All right, welcome to the Jim Acosta Show. And there is breaking news in the Epstein Gate scandal. The Democrats on the House Oversight Committee have released new photos and videos from inside Epstein Island. And here to discuss is the ranking Democrat on the Oversight Committee, Robert Garcia. Congressman, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, sure thing.
We were just showing some of those images a few moments ago, and I was telling viewers earlier in the day when we broke this, midday, that I hadn't really seen anything from inside this island before, and it is very disturbing stuff.
It's really creepy, and
really creepy,
and it's sick that this man and Ghislaine Maxwell went on to abuse children and women and girls in these spaces. And I think it's been hard to go through them and to know that we're talking about, in many cases, 13 and 14-year-old girls. That dentist chair and the masks that.
Running a household is hard work and a lot of to-do lists. A local trusted company like McVeigh.
The President of the United States cannot go one day without getting asked about his connection to the most prolific sex trafficker in American history. While sitting behind the resolute desk, Donald Trump once again gets squirmy and attacks reporters, calls to denaturalize Ilhan Omar, and just squirms around after getting asked about his connection to Jeffrey Epstein after new photos were released by the House Oversight Committee today. Now we have some new breaking news. Even more photos were just released by the House Oversight Committee. They released of transparency. We will continue to release photos from the Epstein estate. We have released an additional cases redacted. I don't quite know, but only hours after these photos were released, the first batch of photos, a bill on the congressional gold medal, and he immediately gets handed a cowboy hat. He's just treated like a Make-A-Wish child.
Thank you. I'd like you to have that. Wow. And more importantly, I don't think words can explain how proud we are for what you've done for our team.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's see, what do I do with that strap?
There you go. Now we can take a picture.
Yes. You got to take a picture.
This dude just hid the unemployment data from the American people for 2 to 3 months, and it just came out looking very bad. So, I mean, he should be fixing the economy, focusing on affordability rather than messing around in the Oval Office. In this next clip, Donald Trump gets asked about Ilhan Omar being denaturalized.
One more follow-up question, Mr. President. The fraud that you've been pointing out, talking about in Minnesota.
Donald Trump is not handling the release of the Epstein estate photos well, the ones.
Donald Trump prepares to outline his immigration plan tonight. His policy on work-related visas. It's coming under intense scrutiny. A March statement from the campaign on H-1B visas program reads, in part, it says, I will end forever the use of the H-1B as a cheap labor program and institute an absolute requirement to hire American workers first.
Did you learn about the Trump Model Management Agency and whether or not they broke any immigration laws?
This is one of Donald Trump's most prized possessions as a company. He owns 85% of this thing.